Hi, Mel. This is Michael from BetterTOEFLScores.com, and I'm listening to a speaking practice test that you sent. Excuse me. You sent me yesterday. Let's take a look at the email. Okay, she said, if you have to choose between walking or running, which will be your favorite form of exercise and why? Give specific reasons and examples to support your opinion. Okay, let's take a look. I have the independent speaking rubrics in front of me, and here is your response. Okay, let's listen to it.
Because it's a gentler way to exercise and because it is a better way to
You
keep
got
up
your
in the
two
long term,
reasons.
I would prefer walking over running. First, it's a gentler way to exercise. For example, if I had to walk 30 minutes, my articulations would be less traumatizing than if I were running 30 minutes. Secondly,
But why is that? So you could say that running has a higher impact on the body. There's no doubt about that. The word gentle, I don't think is the right word. You could say that running is a more cardiovascular, rigorous form of exercise, or running has more impact on the bones and the muscles than walking. You could probably make that argument, but the word gentle or gentler, I don't think works very well there.
walking is a better way to keep up in the long term to me. I remember last year when
It's a better way to keep up. Again, the reasons you're providing are weak. They're not very precise in the vocabulary that you're using, right? So if you say, running or walking has, because it has less wear and tear on the body, it's easier to sustain this form of exercise in the long run.
I was trying to work out every day, I chose running and I gave up
I would say I chose, not choose, because choose is the present tense form of the verb, and then chose is the past tense.
because it was too hard to me.
Okay, let's listen to the whole thing one more time.
Because it's a gentler way to exercise and because it is a better way to keep up in the long term, I would prefer walking over running. First, it's a gentler way to exercise. For example, if I had to walk 30 minutes, my articulations would be less traumatizing than if I were running 30 minutes.
Let's say would be less traumatized. Would be less. So you need to use the past participle form of the verb
Secondly,
there.
walking is a better way to keep up in the long term to me. I remember last year when I was trying to work out every day, I chose running and I gave up because it was too hard to me.
If you said too hard, hard doesn't work. You can say because it put too much of a strain on my heart, my muscles, and my bones, or something, you might say. So hard doesn't really describe what you're saying there. So when I look at the actual rubrics here, I think your delivery is definitely getting better, but I still think you can work on speaking a little bit faster. So you need to improve your pacing a little bit more with the language use. Here's the problem, and I'm thinking maybe response may exhibit some imprecise or inaccurate use of vocabulary or grammar, or be somewhat limited. I think you're even a little bit below that. Let's look in the two area. Structures and vocabulary may express mainly simple, short, or general propositions with simple or unclear connections made among them. So you need to be more precise. And I think the same thing goes I think, in the two area for topic development here. Mostly basic ideas are expressed with limited elaboration, or relevant substance may be vaguely. What does it mean by hard? It's hard or it's difficult. That's a very vague word. Doesn't really explain why you don't like running. So I think you have to work more on being more precise with the vocabulary that you're using. I think that definitely will help you with your speaking here. Your score, I'm going to put you at 2.5 to 3 on this one. I'm going to put you at about 18 points out of 30 on this practice test.